We have a sold-out room of supporters. The Orange Wave has arrived in Swift Current. It's a great night to be a New Democrat. I would like to thank my friend for the kind introduction, Chris Mulhall, the next MLA for Wood River. I would also like to thank our past president and current fundraising coordinator, Fred Tippett, for organizing this event. In fact, I would like to thank the entire Cypress Hills Grasslands campaign team for their hard work. Please stand. And above all, I'd like to thank my family for attending tonight and being with me through these next 2 months. My wife, Darla. And my children, Raina and Drew. I want to teach my children to stand up and fight for what they believe in is right. And I want to help create a better country and world for them and their children. And that is why I'm standing up here before you tonight. My kids have learned a lot about politics the last little while. In fact, Greer just asked me the other day, who is worse, the red guys or the blue guys? He also knows that if I'm elected, it means, or he thinks it means, he gets to watch the Red Blacks play football and the Senators play hockey. Now my daughter, she's also picked up on a few things. It was just the other day, Raina sent me a picture, and I would like to share that picture with you right now if I could. Wayne? For those of you that can't see, it was a green tomato, and it said, just not ready. Also, in attendance is my mom and dad, Laura and Norman, and my in-laws, Wayne and Carol. What was it that Tommy Douglas used to say? Behind every successful man is a surprised mother-in-law. My cousin's also here from Karen and Ron from Moose Jaw. She came up to me just before and she said, your speech better be good because I came a long ways. And then I realized, it doesn't really matter how good my speech is because Megan Nash is next. So. Something that Chris did not mention in his introduction is that I grew up on a farm between Riverhurst and Central Butte, right here in Cypress Hills Grasslands. My dad farmed with his 3 brothers and 3 nephews, the 7 of them farming together. You have to wonder, how were they able to work together towards one common goal? It's quite simple. They were all social democrats. We have all come together tonight to celebrate our unity in the pursuit of another common goal, a better nation and a healthier society. Tonight I see many familiar faces who have been involved for a long time in this just struggle, such as former MLA for Shaunavon, Alan Oliver. I also see many new activists who are eager to repair the damage being done, like our young MC, Haley Clark, the next MLA for Swift Current. Friends, we are no longer willing to stand on the sidelines and allow Mr. Harper and his Conservatives to degrade the essence of what it means to be Canadian. Elections are usually fought based on different policies, whether it be economic, social, or environmental. However, this election is about the basic principles of democracy. As Farley Mowat said, and I'll quote, "Stephen Harper is probably the most dangerous human being ever elevated to power in Canada. We took Parliament for granted, but like the environment, it turns out that it is an incredibly delicate and fragile structure. Harper has smothered MPs and is destroying Parliament. This is the most important election in our history. Change is needed. Tom Mulcair and the NDP are the change that our country needs, now more than ever. And we need change also right here in Cypress Hills grasslands. We need an MP who will listen to the needs, concerns, and dreams, not just a spokesperson, repeating talking points from the Prime Minister's office. Too long has the voice of Southwest Saskatchewan been silent in the halls of Parliament. I am very grateful and honored that you have placed your faith, your trust, in me to be your candidate and your MP. On October 21st, I will continue to work hard for you in Ottawa. Now, I would start on the 20th, but my campaign manager, Shani Modine, he insists I go clean up the campaign office first on the 20th. Seriously, friends, we need to bring an end to the cycle of scandals, whether it be the Senate scandal, robocalls, or the fact that Mr. Harper is the only Prime Minister in the history of Canada to be found in contempt of Parliament. Now, the list of scandals goes on and on. It even includes the in-and-out scandal of the 2008 federal election, a scandal that our local MP was directly involved in. The Liberals and Conservatives have more in common than just their scandals. They both have a history of creating deficits and making cuts to programs that benefit Canadians. Liberals and Conservatives create deficits to use as leverage, to force Canadians to accept the privatization of public services and cuts to transfer payments that fund our health care and our education. Our NDP government will balance the books, as Tom has promised, and invest in programs that will make life more affordable for all Canadians. Programs that will keep Canadians working. Mr. Harper wants this election to be about the economy. But his economic plan is not working. Canadians are working harder, but are struggling to get ahead. Incomes are stagnant. Household debt is skyrocketing. There are 200,000 more Canadians out of work now than before the 2008 recession. He has had 8 straight deficits, and he is the only Prime Minister, when asked about the recession, has to ask, which one? Tom Mulcair is a principled leader with an economic plan that will work for all Canadians. Families, producers, small businesses, seniors, First Nations, new families, and of course our veterans. One of the biggest orders of business will be to reverse the destruction and the division created by this Harper government. Now, this will not be easy or quick, but it must be done. We need a Canada that allows all families to fully engage in the economy by creating access to affordable daycare. We need a Canada that ensures seniors are able to retire with the peace of mind knowing that their needs will be met. We need a country where support the troops does not mean beating the drums of war. It means becoming informed, questioning all the possible alternatives before we send our troops to war, and supporting them in every way possible when they return home. We need a country that puts control of the food supply in the hands of producers and consumers, not in the hands of a few large corporations. We need a Canada that builds a strong, healthy future for the next generation, while ensuring sustainable development that does not cause great undue harm to the environment. We need a country that not only restores Medicare, but does what Tommy Douglas had planned in the beginning, and that is to expand Medicare. We need to build a country based on mutual objectives and relationships that works with Indigenous communities on a nation-to-nation basis. We need to repair the damage done to our democracy caused by legislation such as the Fair Elections Act and Bill C-51. We need a country that does its part to help people from around the world who are displaced due to conflict and natural disasters. These are just some of the changes that an NDP government will bring to this country. Friends, Stephen Harper's Canada is not our Canada. Canadians are ready for change. They are ready to embrace what many of us have been advocating for a long time. A nation governed by people for the well-being of all. Canada is embracing Tom Mulcair and the NDP. Cypress Hills Grasslands is embracing the NDP. I was not joking when I said the orange wave has hit Cypress Hills Grasslands. I feel bad I didn't wear orange, and a lot of the people on the campaign team are wearing orange, but I thought as a candidate I have more things to worry about than this orange thing. I'm experiencing this orange wave on the doorsteps, in the coffee shops. You can feel it in this room tonight. This is a lot different than 4 years ago. I want to tell you about a phone call I had the other day. A farmer called me. What did he call you? And he told me how he comes from a family of 3 generations of conservatives. In fact, his father ran as a candidate for the Conservatives. And he told me that he had to call because he wanted to talk to me because this was going to be the first time he had ever voted NDP. I'm hearing these stories every day. People are starting to open their eyes. Now this reminds me of a story. Stephen Harper and a few of his Conservative buddies were taking a walk around the Parliament buildings in the park. And they came upon this little girl carrying a basket covered with a blanket.
What's she called?
Curiously, Harper asked the girl, "What's in the basket?" She replied, "Brand new baby kittens." And she opened the basket to show him. "How nice," said Harper. "What kind are they?" The little girl responded, "Why, they're Conservative kittens." Harper smiled and patted the little girl on the head and continued on his way. 3 weeks later, Harper was taking that same walk, but this time he was with his wife. They approached the same little girl. He greeted the little girl and said, "Well, how are the kittens doing?" And she replied, "Fine." Then he smirked and nudged his wife, said, "Watch this." Said to the little girl, "Can you tell me what kind of kittens they are again?" The little girl replied, "Well, these are New Democrat kittens." Shocked, Harper said, "But 3 weeks ago you told me they were Conservatives." "I know," she said, "but now they have their eyes open." Seriously, friends, it is time to change. We need to work together and we need to make this happen.
Friends, we're closer than ever to building the Canada of our dreams. Across Canada, New Democrats are gaining momentum. In Alberta, young people led the way, along with new Canadians and people who were tired of being taken for granted. Families who were tired of a government that ignored the fact that they were working harder but falling further behind. My friends, we have a lot of hard work to do. We got to roll up our sleeves and take our message to every corner of the country, from St. John's to Victoria, from Iqaluit to Windsor, from Rimouski to Mississauga. Each and every one of you will have a role to play, knocking on doors, signing up new volunteers, engaging your neighbors. And there isn't a moment to waste. Let there be no doubt. The next campaign has already begun. Tell your neighbors that a more affordable future is possible, that quality, affordable childcare is just an election away. Spread the word that a stronger middle class and a stronger Canada is just an election away. Oh, and please tell them, with just a handful more seats, we will defeat Stephen Harper and build the Canada of our dreams. Are you up for it? Then let's get to work together. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. On continue.
I look forward to working with all of you in the next month and a half here. Thank you very much.